Привет, меня зовут Анита, это видеодневник, который я буду вести на английском, снимать небольшие видео каждый день для того, чтобы практиковать спонтанную речь и не забыть язык. Точнее, я уже его немного забыла, я хочу реанимировать его и не забывать больше. So the first topic I'd like to bring up is so I was thinking like whether to ask ChatGPT to generate some questions or find them online, but then I just thought I would start with something, I don't know, with a story, if you wish, because something funny happened the other day. Well, actually it happened yesterday at a playground. So I was there with my son and with my husband, and there was just two other people, a little boy, he was around the same age as my son, and his father. So they would just walk, not far from us, and there is this I had to look up this word. Look, the thing is, I'm used to an American accent, and I'm now trying to switch to the British one, and it's really hard, so I'm going to, say some things I'm used to, and probably try to change them at the moment of speech. So yeah, let's continue. So there was this seesaw thing. It's an item at any playground, I guess, where, well, it's a board like this, and it's balanced on a center, and when a kid, or kids sit at both ends, they sort of push off the ground with their feet, and it makes the whole thing, go up and down, and that's how they have fun. I don't know. And since my son is too little for that, he's just 11, well, he's soon to be 11 months old, and the other boy, he was 1 year and something, a couple of months, I guess. So they can't really push off the ground, so it was like that. They were sitting on both ends, and my husband was with my son, and the boy's dad father was with him, and they would just do all the work by pushing both ends so that this thingy works. And yeah, it was just fun to look at, because the boys, they were confused because they're too small to understand what's happening. They don't really interact, and they were just looking at each other, trying to process what was going on. And they started to smile at each other, and it was super cute. But then the funny thing happened. The boy's mother came. She was somewhere nearby doing her workout, and then she just came to join her family, and she was like, "Oh, what's your son's name? How old is he? Does he know how to walk already?" All those basic questions when you meet another parent at a playground. And then she asked what his name was, and my husband answered Jan, and it's very similar to a girl's name, which is Yana. It's a rather known name in Russia, as you know, or might know. But his name is Jan, and my husband said Jan, and probably she heard it like Yana, so she thought that our son was actually our daughter, and she went something like, "Oh, now we have a girlfriend." Like, now their son has a girlfriend. And there was a pause for a moment, and I think I was the first one to understand what she said. And then I looked at her, and she didn't have a clue. And I looked at her husband, and he was desperate to send her, like, you know, a message without speaking. He was just like trying to, you know, get the message across. I don't know if we can say that, but okay. Anyway, he was desperate to show her that it wasn't a girl. But she then continued and she said something similar to this, again addressing to my son as to, you know, a girl. And then I couldn't stand her husband's desperate attempts to communicate with her, and I just said it out loud. I said that we actually have a son too. And then, can you imagine her reaction? She burned, actually. She went so red, her entire face became like, what's the word? I forgot. There was this word, I came across it all the time when I was reading Harry Potter books. Okay, never mind. I might look it up later. So, yeah, she was so embarrassed. And she started, you know, not making excuses. She started just saying, like, sorry, I was confused by the name. And then she told us a story, like how she went to a swimming pool with her son, and there was another kid, and this kid was you know, naked, and she still managed to somehow be confused with the gender. So she was just blabbering something because she was so embarrassed, and I felt so sorry for her, because this sort of things happens to me like all the time. I'm Mrs. Cringe, if you know what I mean. I'm super clumsy. I say things I regret having said later, and this happens to me all the time. So it was so relatable, and I felt for her, really, and I tried to make it easier for her, and my husband did so too, but she was she was just like, no. And then yeah, just a couple moments later we were like, yeah, we need to go home, and they were like, yeah, we too, so bye, it was nice meeting you. And then my husband, he was just dying. He laughed so hard, and I also could see by, you know, I was watching her husband while he was trying to explain to her, like, that the boy, it's actually a boy, not a girl. And I was also looking at my husband, who was trying hard not to laugh, and it was extremely fun. I don't know why this story made me why I wanted to tell this story, because it's something that, you know, happens all the time. People get confused by names, or, you know, well, especially with kids, it's sometimes really hard to tell whether it's a boy or a girl, and I also get confused at times, and I look at the kid's head. If it's not clear by the look of the, you know, face or hair, if it's not clear whether it's a boy or a girl, I just look at the clothes. If it's still not clear, I just wait until the moment when somebody, you know, calls the kid by their name, and then I can be sure that that it's a boy or girl. But yeah, anyway, this happens pretty much all the time, but it was just so, you know, so funny, and so so relatable. That's probably why I wanted to tell this story, because I just really I felt her, this lady, I don't know. Yeah, well, that's the story of today. It's a bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I'm not gonna cut it just for the sake of, for the sake of being honest with, with how I speak at the moment. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna stop it here because I'm not gonna say anything interesting anymore. Yeah, I hope I stick to this routine and get to record a video every day or every second day, or I don't know. I'm not gonna make any predictions, just for today. Good work, Anita. Yeah, bye.